Welcome back to C.A.R.E. Initiative Current Affairs Reverse Engineering. It is part of UPSCale program UPSC Articulated Learning. This program will start on 1st November. You will get a lot of insights after an orientation session that will be taking place in our regional centers Hyderabad and also Delhi campus. And coming to the first question as part of our C.A.R.E. is Israeli air strikes spawned Gaza as death toll climbs. Here there is a tussle between Israel and Palestine and also militant organizations which are fighting on behalf of Palestine liberation. Here 600 people killed in attacks by the Hamas, one of the militant organizations, and also Hezbollah is one of the counterparts of this Israel. Here Israel also had a retaliatory strikes, therefore lot of death toll increase in that region. What may be the future potential question out of this? Here the question may be like which of the following countries has been suffering from decades of civil strife and also severe famines. Here this is UPSC 2023 preliminary examination. There may be a possible question like this, that in recent years which country has consistently experienced threats to its citizens and damage to the infrastructure as a result of attacks by Hezbollah and Hamas. Here the country is Israel. What is this Hezbollah Hamas? These are two militant organizations. They are fighting on behalf of the Palestine for their liberation, and therefore there is a civil strife always taking place between the Israel and these two militant organizations which are engaged in conflicts with Israel and Lebanese-Israel border also. This is a conflict zone. Therefore, there were many questions asked by UPSC like this. In 2015, UPSC has asked that which of the following regions are open out to Mediterranean Sea, and also about Golan Heights and Dead Sea, the borders of Dead Sea, all were asked by UPSC because of its frequent news, frequently it is a conflict zone coming in the newspaper, right? Therefore, the Jordan is not open out to the Mediterranean Sea as per 2015 question. So please remember this. And West Bank is rightwards towards this in the Israel part, and Gaza Strip is actually open out to Mediterranean Sea and exactly in the midst of this Egypt and Israel. And coming to this Lebanon, which is locating the Hezbollah, one of the militant organizations fighting against this Israel. Here the Lebanon, which is open up to Mediterranean Sea, and also Golan Heights exactly in the midst of and bordering Israel and Lebanon, and also Syria. Syria is also open up to Mediterranean Sea. Please go through this map once again. And next, coming to the article, a tussle between Governor of Kerala and also the state. Yes, the article is talking about Kerala government to move special leave petition in Supreme Court against governor over 8 pending bills. Here a tussle between the governor and the state of Kerala. The Kerala state governor hasn't given any kind of assent to all those bills passed by the state government. Those bills are related to Lokayukta Amendment Bill and 8 bills including the university laws. Okay. So what are the provisions given to the governor as per the constitution with respect to the passage of the bill? When a bill has been passed by the state legislative assembly, the governor can withhold the bill, reserve the bill for the president's consideration, and give assent to the bill. Actually, can you get any kind of such previous year question? There were many questions asked regarding discretionary powers of the governor while passing a bill. Here 2014 question we will display. Sending a report to the President of India for imposing the President rule, one of the discretionary powers given to the governor. And appointing the minister, no. Governor can appoint the ministers under the aid and advice of the Chief Minister, and also he will act upon such aid and advice of the Council of Ministers headed by the Chief Minister, and reserving certain bills passed by state legislature for consideration of the President of India. Yes, that may be a possibility that governor may act under his discretion, that he may consider certain bills for the assent of the President. Next, making the rules to conduct the business of the state government. Making rules for the conduct of state government is not in the hands of the governor. It may be actually in a deliberation, and especially with respect to the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers headed by Chief Minister, who will be having such a de facto power. And when a bill has been passed by the Legislative Assembly of a state, or in case of a state having a Legislative Council, that has been passed by both the houses of the legislature of the state, it shall be presented to the governor, and the governor shall declare either that he assents the bill or that he may withhold his assent. Thereafter, he may reserve the bill for consideration of the President. Those 3 statements are correct, which are also part of the mandate given by the Constitution of India to the governor. Therefore, the assent of the governor may be given, may not be given. The Supreme Court may also uphold the judgment given by the High Court irrespective of state government move towards the Supreme Court under special leave petition. This article is talking about prey base and habitat, which is dictating Asiatic wildlife tiger coexistence. This is a unique phenomenon witnessed by the scientists, because the overlapping prey availability or habitat availability is bringing such a positive association between dholes and tigers, facilitating their coexistence. Usually they are not such coexisting animals. In tropical forests, they compete with tiger and the leopard and targeting different prey bases, means prey species. Here, it is listed as endangered on the IUCN Red List. Next, it is the only endangered wild pack living canid, that is a dog family, in the tropical Indian forest. The second statement also true. And it is diurnal animal, that means day-wise animal, in most nocturnal and diurnal. These are two types of animals. It is diurnal in nature. In most of the times, it is active in the daytimes. And how many of the statements given above are correct? All the 4 statements are correct. And consider the following statements regarding the fauna here asked in 2023. The question is about line-tailed macaque, Malabar saivor, sambar deer. Here the question asking about their generally nocturnal or most active after sunset. Here nocturnal base was one of the themes asked in the UPSC PYQ. Therefore, we have taken such diurnal animal as one of the statements in the given question. Coming to this dhole is highly social animal living in large clans without rigid dominance hierarchies and containing multiple breeding females. And one more thing, it consists of 12 individuals only now, but groups of over 40 are known. This diurnal pack hunter, which preferably targets large and medium sized ungulates, and it is listed as endangered as we have seen, and only 2,500 mature individuals are presently estimated to be available. And tropical forest, the dhole competes with this tiger, Panthera tigris, and also leopard, Panthera pardus, targeting somewhat different prey species, but still with substantial dietary overlap. Next, Ganga-Ghaggra basin canals pose a threat to the dolphins. This is a study. Here, recent publication by few scientists and researchers revealing that 19 Gangetic river dolphins had been rescued from irrigation canals of this Ganga-Ghaggra basin. This report is showing that 24 rescue operations have been conducted, but in 2013-20 times, 5 dolphins have been died irrespective of such rescue operation. What is the reason behind it and caused such kind of decline? Let's see in the form of MCQ. Consider the following statements with regard to Gangetic river dolphin. It can live only in fresh water. That was one of the major causes. Therefore, we need our fresh water to be non-pollutant in nature. Next, females are larger than males and give birth once every 2 to 3 years to only one calf. This is actually, you please go through this statement. This is taken from the article only in the form of reverse engineering. Here, the dolphin length, that means the total body length, TBL, of these dolphins found to be between 128 centimeters and 275 centimeters. It is a usual total body length of the dolphin. And coming to male dolphin length is around 128 centimeters to 195 centimeters, and the female dolphin length is between 190 to 274 centimeters. And recently, a total body length which is around 243 centimeters have been found by these scientists, which are died in nature, those dolphins. That means this Gangetic species, that is endangered on IUCN Red List. The reason behind is also mentioned in this article, and we have read in the form of MCQ also. This, it can live only in the freshwater species, and at the same time, for the prey base, they are in the form of hunting, they are unfortunately going into those canals. They are directed towards the canal in search of the prey base, and they are unable to sustain in those environment and the habitational change and distraction, and frequent irrigation canals which are releasing huge water from the barrages and causing them for kind of distribution of this prey base, and unable to sustain their livelihood in those Gangetic areas, right? And the pollution of the rivers also causing such kind of situation for these Gangetic species. And the explanation given here is one of the unique phenomena, this Gangetic species, the river dolphin can only live in fresh water, and one more thing, it can only go through echo mechanism, that is, it can actually witness its prey base in the form of ultrasonic waves that are released by a sound wave, ultrasonic sound wave, released by these Gangetic species, based on which it can develop an imagination regarding that prey base, and it can go through it, it can catch those prey base, right? So, these river dolphins once lived in this Ganges, Brahmaputra, Meghna and Karnapuli, Sangu river systems, and of Nepal, India, Bangladesh. So this river dolphin distribution is around between Ganga and Brahmaputra and Meghna, Karnapuli, Sangu river systems. And this river system is a distribution which had contained these Gangetic species. Now the contraction of this distribution of these Gangetic species is being witnessed by the scientists and reporters, and report given according. This article is talking about xenotransplantation, means transplantation of animal organs into humans. This is xenotransplantation. This may offer a solution to the worldwide organ shortage, because recently the scientists have witnessed that transplantation of kidney grafts from genetically modified pigs into non-human primates, mostly monkeys, has been described in a recent study published in Nature, a scientific journal. It has mentioned that the antigen coding genes may be modified and later that organ transplantation may be taken place in such monkeys. So the other challenges that scientists have found is, previously there are 3 glycan antigens that were found in these pigs during the transplantation of organs to humans. Therefore, these antibodies were released by human beings to attack those antigens. Therefore, scientists have stopped to such kind of practices until they have found modified genes before organ transplantation. And coming to this question, that is following statements regarding xenotransplantation is a procedure involving the transplantation of organs from one species to another. Actually, this is not one. Xenotransplantation is only applicable to plantation. Xenotransplantation is a type of cloning technology. No. Xenotransplantation involves transplanting organs from human to another. No. So most relevant option will be it involves in transplantation of organs from one species to another species is relevant option. However, if there is more specific, more relevant option is given, maybe this option eliminated. Like xenotransplantation is a procedure involving transplantation of organs from animal species to human species. If that is the question, that is the statement given, that statement may dominate this kind of statement. Therefore, a thin line of statement based confusion may be witnessed in the original examination. Kindly keep it in mind. Next, with reference to stem cells, frequently in the news, which of the statements are correct? This is a 2012 UPSC question. Please learn these kind of cloning technologies and stem cell therapies, and also xenotransplantation and organ transplantation areas. And coming to next article, and this article is about now a more efficacious, inexpensive malaria vaccine. This is Matrix M or R21, a malaria vaccine developed by University of Oxford or manufactured by Serum Institute of India, which has been recommended but yet to be approved by World Health Organization. Here it was tested in 4 countries. The countries are Nigeria, Ghana, Burkina Faso. 3 countries already approved, and also recently the testing has taken place in Burkina Faso, Mali, Kenya and Tanzania in Africa. And this malaria is usually perennial and also seasonal in several parts of the across the world. And here it is known to be, the results indicate that as per this vaccine report that is taken by the Serum Institute of India is reporting that vaccine was more efficacious in places where malaria was seasonal than it was perennial in nature. And the authors think that this may partly be due to timing of malaria episode in countries with seasonal or perennial malaria. So what is the study talking about with respect to Matrix M is given in the article itself. However, it is not much deeply relevant to the UPSC, but basic understanding is important. With respect to UPSC, Matrix M may be the question in the future. The potential question may be Matrix M is accurate vaccination technology that is actually manufactured by Oxford University and manufactured by Serum Institute of India and developed by University of Oxford. And next, this question is inspired by such a previous year question. Developing vaccine for malaria is quite difficult. It was said by UPSC in its preview that widespread resistance of malaria parasites to drugs like chloroquine has prompted us to give such attempt to develop a malaria vaccination to combat malaria. Why is it difficult to develop an efficacious vaccine for this malaria? Here, man doesn't develop immunity to malaria during natural infection. During natural infection, our antibodies are inactive in nature. It cannot develop such kind of immunity. So, this is answer B. I think this option would have solved all the questions, right? Next, coming to next question. And this is really a prestigious moment for India, because India's best ever performance at Asian Games in the last 60 years. India has won around 107 medals, and PM lauds about it. And coming to the question in the form of reverse engineering, we can get to know what are the endeavors of India that was witnessed in this Asian Games 2023. For the first time in Asian Games, total number of India's medals crossed 100. And apart from China, Japan, Indonesia, India is the country to achieve more than 100 medals in single edition of Asian Games. And Indian shooters won 7 gold medals and accounted for the most gold medals for India at Hangzhou 2023. Jaggi Shivadasani became the oldest Indian to win an Asian Games medals at 65 years. This is more important because UPSC has asked such question this year with respect to games. 44th Chess Olympiad 2022 with respect to which of the following statements is correct. Here 2 statements are correct, but remaining 2 statements are reversed in nature with respect to their names and designation given here. And coming to important points, here Jaggi Shivadasani became the oldest Indian to win an Asian Games as part of the men's bridge team that won the silver medal in the Hongj. Next, Sanjana Bhatula became the youngest Indian to win. Sanjana Bhatula became the youngest Indian to win a medal at the Asian Games after she won the bronze in the women's speed skating 3000 meters. Here, the names may be reversed as it is reversed here in the third, fourth statements. Next, low weight not a negative for GM mustard DMH11. This article is important with respect to genetically modified crops. We can learn in the form of MCQ here. Consider the following statement. How many of the given options listed above are traits of genetically modified crops? Here, herbicide tolerance is one of the traits of GM crops. Insect resistance, yes, and drought tolerance, salt tolerance, enhanced nutrient content, and reduced anti-nutrients. These all are part of the traits which are observed in genetically modified crops. And coming to PYQ, here they have directly asked about genetically modified mustard which is developed in India. Here the second statement is talking about it has the genes that allow plant cross-pollination and hybridization, and the first statement is about genes of soil bacterium that it contains and plant property of pest resistance to a wide variety of pests. Therefore, why we have to choose the right option and wrong option according to the article is according to the PYQ and the article here. Here the article is also talking about who developed this, and also the developed GM mustard has been developed jointly by the IARI and Punjab Agriculture. These are the statements given. Therefore, it is giving you an in-depth understanding of the article regarding genetically modified crops. This genetically modified crop, that is DMH11, is low in terms of weight and also less in size. However, it has huge oil content. That is expressed by Deepak Pental, who is a former Vice Chancellor of Delhi University and the brain behind such DMH11, a genetically modified mustard crop. And it is developed by that GGMCP, that is Genetic Manipulation of Crop Plants, Center for Genetic Manipulation of Crop Plants, located in Delhi University, and also National Dairy Development Board, NDDP. These are joint applicants of GM mustard. So, this in-depth understanding of article is important because of previous year questions which have asked such kind of statement, and you can eliminate based on that statement actually. And next thing is, recently the first official field trials of DMH11 has shown that this has less weight, however more oil content compared to earlier developments. Okay, and coming to, these are the common traits of GM crops: herbicide tolerance and also pest resistance. And vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids, protein, these are also having enhanced nutrient content. This may enhance nutrient content, and also it may reduce anti-nutrients, right? Next article, the story of how UPI is going places in charts. Next, this article is very important because several questions came from this article only in the previous times in the UPSC examination, CSE. The story of how UPI is going places in charts. Here the questions were related to Unified Payment Interface and Quick Response Code, NPCA, National Payments Corporation of India. Next, how its regulatory mechanism works, that is regulated by RBI. It was also previously questioned, and QR code, UPI, NPCA was asked. There may be a potential question related to this NIPL, that is one of the wings of this NPCA, National Payments Corporation of India, International Payments Limited. NPCA, International Payments Limited, is one of the wings of this NPCA platform only to bring such digital transaction facility to all the NRIs of our country and also other foreign citizens who are coming into India. How will it help? Here, the travelers could make a one-time payment in their own currency to load a digital wallet. They may fill the digital wallet in the form of dollars only. However, the digital wallet can make transaction to a merchant payment center, which could be used throughout their visit to pay merchants, in rupees. Here, the digital wallet may be filled in the form of dollars. However, during the payment process, it will be converted into rupees. Such conversion can be very seamless in nature and without any regulation. This process is very accessible, and also it can generate a lot of wealth through this UPI platform and digital infrastructure by expanding such service to various countries. Such digital platform was overwhelmingly welcomed and also astonished by G20 countries, which is developed by India. It extended from Bhutan to here Australia, Canada, Hong Kong, and also this Oman, Qatar. Therefore, from third world countries to developed countries, this UPI service extended. That is the actual endeavor of India that we are seeing now. And consider the following statements with respect to Unified Payment Interface. All the 4 statements given here are right. Here the 4th statement can tell you how NRIs can send remittances to India by using this UPI. And next, it caters to the peer-to-peer collect request, which can be scheduled and paid as per the requirement and convenience. And this is also one of the features given by this UPI. And it powers multiple bank accounts into a single platform. That is why it is called a Unified Payment Interface. Next, it is developed by NPCA by using this IMPS infrastructure, and at the same time it is regulated by RBI. This is what RBI, with the support of NPCA, has come into agreement with various countries, with institutes of financial institutes, to expand such service to other countries and also the citizens of our country. Next, Unified Payment Interface is developed by, yes, you have known that it is regulated by RBI by using this IMPS infrastructure and bringing multiple accounts into a single platform. And Unified Payment Interface is instant payment system developed by NPCA, and RBI is regulating it. Please remember these things because it was asked several times in UPSC. Next, Sri Lanka to host Indian Ocean Rim meeting on Wednesday. Indian Ocean Rim Association, what does it mean actually? Here, the member countries must be remembered, which is quite difficult, and remaining features can be easily understood by you. And consider following countries here: Pakistan and Myanmar are not part of I.O.R.E, Indian Ocean Rim Association. India and Myanmar, Australia are part of such Indian Ocean Rim Association. Previously, in 2015, UPSC has asked about I.O.R.E, Association for Regional Cooperation, with respect to Indian Ocean Rim. And coming to the member countries, here the list of member countries are given. You please go through map oriented one. Here the map is quite essential to understand the Indian Ocean Rim Association. I would like to display the map, but I want to give you homework also. Please go through that map and once again, and remember all the countries mentioned there. Here Australia is important, and Mozambique also important, Seychelles important, because there are few odd states which can be asked in the UPSC examination, like whether they are part of these I.O.R or not. Okay, I think this kind of orientation may have helped you, and it is going to be a reverse engineering model and rapid revision of all the articles given in the Hindu and PIBs.